Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. And if you're new here, please do not leave without subscribing to my YouTube channel. My name is Kaale, and in my channel I make videos about lifestyle, business, tech, my life in Canada, how you can relocate to Canada and all that good stuff. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can relocate to Canada. I'm going to be talking about the different pathways that you can use to relocate to Canada. I'll also talk about the cost implication, where you can find resources. I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions that my subscribers have asked me. Basically, this is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So if this is something that you are interested in, then keep watching this video. So I need to put out this disclaimer. I am not an immigration expert. I am not an immigration consultant. The information I'm sharing here with you is based on my personal experience and also experiences of friends, research that I have done, so I just wanted to put that out here so that once you watch this video, you also have to take your time to do further research, just to be sure that you're good. Okay, so guys, I have my laptop in front of me, so I'm just going to be looking at my laptop while I talk to you guys because I don't have all of this information in my head, so I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right information. So I'm going to be looking into my laptop from time to time just to ensure that I am giving you guys the right information. So the different ways that people relocate to Canada include, there's the express entry route. There's the Provincial Nomination Program, which is PNP. There's family sponsorship, Canada Startup Visa Program, and student visa. Yeah, so these are the different pathways that people usually relocate to Canada. Most recently, the new Brunswick government released a new program called the Critical Pilot Program. So I'm going to be talking about all of these different ways that you can use to relocate to Canada in this video. So let's start with the first one, which is the express entry route. The express entry route is the most popular pathway that people usually use to relocate to Canada. And this enables you to get permanent residence in Canada. So once you relocate through this route, you get permanent residence in Canada. So for this program, there are 3 subcategories under it. There's the Federal Skilled Worker Program, which is the FSW. There's the Federal Skilled Trade Program, which is the FST, and then there's the Canadian Experience Class. So for the Federal Skilled Worker Visa, this is the most popular one again. So people that are skilled, that maybe they are bankers, they have professional experience. These are the people that usually go using this route. So this program, which is the FSW, it uses something called the Comprehensive Ranking System, CRS, to rank candidates who wish to settle in Canada. Before you apply for this program, you need to ensure that you meet the minimum requirements. So there are different requirements which the Canadian government have set to say, okay, once you meet this requirement, then you can apply for the FSW program on that express entry route. So some of the requirements that you need include you need to have a skilled work experience, you need to have your language ability, so you need to be able to speak English or speak French, and your education. So these are some of the requirements that enables you to apply under this FSW program. This program allows candidates with foreign work experience. You don't have to have any connections to Canada. You don't have to have worked in Canada. You have foreign experience. You can apply under this program. So the maximum score here is 67. So if you don't get up to 67, then it means that you do not qualify to apply under this program. So I'm going to drop a link in the description box that you can use to access. So you can just click on that link, fill in all the details. It will let you know. It will just simulate your score, and then you will know if you can apply for this program. So after you meet those requirements, there are other things that you need to also consider. You're also going to be assessed under 6 selection criteria. So your profile is going to be assessed using your age. So you need your age, your education, your work experience, language, which I mentioned before. You need to be able to speak English, or you need to be able to speak French. Then other factors, which is best known to them. So like other factors such as like your adaptability, that is like how well will you be able to like adapt in Canada, you know. So there are other factors they also consider, but like these are like the main criteria which your profile is going to be assessed on that. So all of these things I've mentioned, your age, your education, all of these things will determine your CRS score. So remember I talked about the CRS ranking system. So basically the CRS is a point-based system that the Canadian government uses to score your profile. So you need to be able to rank within a particular number to be able to be in the express entry pool. Yeah, so it's just basically what this program, these are like the requirement that you need, you know. So please make sure you do more research about this thing. There's so much documentation, there's so much that goes into like this express entry application. So again, I'm going to drop all of the links that I know in the description box, so you can click on it and you can read more about the Federal Skilled Worker Program. Okay, so the next category is the FST, which is the Federal Skilled Trade Program. This program again is under the express entry system, you know. It uses the comprehensive ranking system, which is the CRS, to rank your profile. So again, you need to have all of those things I've mentioned before, so this program is specific to people that have professions such as bakers, traders, chefs, cooks, you know, those kind of people, welders. You can apply under this program. And then the next one is the Canadian Experience Program. This program only applies for people who have Canadian work experience. So people that have work experience, you can apply under this program. So most times, usually it's people that maybe they were students, they were already inside the country, they've worked in the country, you have some form of Canadian experience. So you can apply under the Canadian Experience class. For the other two programs I've mentioned, which is the Federal Skilled Worker Program and the Federal Skilled Trade Program, you don't need to have Canadian experience. You know, you don't need to have Canadian experience. So this is the first category that people usually relocate to Canada. That's the express entry route, and I've just explained the different subcategories. So the second way people relocate to Canada is the Provincial Nomination Program, which is the PNP. So Canada has about 13 provinces, which is like 13 states in the country. So each of these states, they have their own PNP programs that they run. So each province have different population, they have different economies. So each of these provinces have tailored their PNP program to suit their economic needs, their demographic, their population. So each program for each province is different. So you need to do your research about each province and their nomination program. Province will say they want more doctors or more nurses or whatever, maybe more welders or chefs. And then if you apply and you're nominated through this program, you get additional 600 points to add to your express entry profile. So if you're nominated under the PNP program, you will receive additional 600 comprehensive ranking system points. So once you have this point added to your point already, this means that you have a high chance of being invited to apply, so that you might get that invitation, which is ITA, an invitation to apply. Yeah, so you might receive an invitation to apply for your permanent residence in the next express entry draw. The next way people relocate to Canada is through family sponsorship. Again, this is also very popular, but you have to meet some conditions. There's some conditions that the Canadian government have set and said, oh, if you don't meet this condition, you cannot sponsor your family members to come live in Canada. So some of the requirements that they've mentioned is that you need to be a citizen or a permanent resident of Canada, and you must be 18 years and above. You must reside in Canada. Of course, you have to live in the country to be able to sponsor someone. And then the person you're sponsoring, when they come, they also have to reside in Canada. They cannot go and live somewhere else. So these are like conditions that you set out. You need to have adequate resources, so like your funds, you need to check your bank statement and all of that. So once you have these other requirements, then you can sponsor a family member to become a permanent resident in Canada. The next way people relocate to Canada is through the Canada Startup Visa program. So Canada government is encouraging like entrepreneurs from different countries to bring their businesses here, So this is a startup visa for entrepreneurs, for people that want to come and like build businesses or start companies in Canada. So Canada is looking for talented entrepreneurs that are interested in starting businesses that will stimulate the Canadian economy. They're always looking for things that will stimulate their economy, that will grow their economy, that will boost their economy. So this again is one visa or one way that people relocate to Canada. There are different criteria or requirements that the government set. So please do your research about this. The next way is through student visa. So this is also so popular because Canada has really good schools. So people also relocate out of their country to Canada using this route. So once you get like admission in a good school, you get your visa, then you're able to relocate to Canada by schooling. And then the last one is the one I mentioned earlier. It's really, really new. It was released in November 2022, and it's specific to the New Brunswick province. So this program is called the Critical Worker Pilot Program. And this is interesting, so I'm just going to explain to you like what this program entails. So it's a new program that they're launching. It's going to run for 5 years, and after 5 years, they're going to like decide if they want to like extend the program further. So that is why you should take advantage of it, like right now that it is on. So this program was launched to like address some of the labor shortage that the New Brunswick province has. So for now, because it's still a new program, they're still trying to test it out. They just only selected a few companies. I think about 5 companies that will partake in this program. So these companies can employ from outside Canada, and that will enable you to relocate to Canada, to work in Canada. So I'm just going to share the link in the description box so that you can read more about this program. Now that we're done with talking about the different pathways that you can use to relocate to Canada, we're going to talk about the cost, because this is like one of the frequently asked questions about relocating to Canada. Like, how much should I budget? What does it entail? So I'm just going to briefly talk about the cost here. So the cost of immigrating so here I'm going to be specific. So if you're relocating from Nigeria, right, the cost is generally between 2,300 to 3,000 CAD for a single applicant. If you're a couple, you should have between 4,500 to 6,000 dollars for a couple, and then depends on your family size. If you have 4 children, you definitely have to budget more to relocate to Canada. It's quite expensive, but this is it. You just have to. It is what it is. Like, this is like the cost. So I just decided to give you guys like an estimate so you know what it entails. Please do your research, ask people questions. How much they spend, so that you are like well informed about the cost implication. So keep in mind that this cost that I've mentioned does not include like the settlement funds that you will show to be eligible for the Canadian immigration. So these amounts will vary, so depending on your family size. That amount starts from within 13,000 CAD for a single applicant. So if you have a large family, then you have to plan for something much bigger than 13,000 CAD. So yes, some other questions that people have asked me, like how do you relocate to Canada? Someone have asked, do you need to have IELTS to migrate from Nigeria to Canada? Yes, so in Canada we have provinces that speak English and they have provinces that speak French, because Nigeria is an English speaking country. For you to show that you speak English well, you need to write IELTS. So except on other cases, such as maybe and you get to relocate to Canada using like a work visa, then you might not need to write IELTS. But going through the express entry route and other routes, you need to write IELTS. So another question that has come up is, how long does the process take? So guys, the truth is that this thing it varies. Like, you can speak to someone and then they will say, oh, it took me 6 months, it took me 1 year. But for some other people, it took them 2 years, it took them 3 years. So it depends. So I can't really say, oh, the process is 6 months or is this, but trust me, it varies. But I think that it's within 6 months and above. So the minimum will probably be 6 months, For us, it took us 2 years. The whole process took us 2.5 years to get to Canada. So, but that's my story. For someone else, it might be 1 year, it can be 2.5 years, 2 years, even like 3 years. So make sure that you are ready. Just make sure that you're ready. So guys, I've come to the end of this video. Like I promised, I'll have all of the links, necessary links that I can find. I'll put them in the description box so that you can access. You can do more research, because again, information is power. Timely information is very important. Make sure you do more research when you're ready to start the process, to get all of the information that you need to make your application stronger. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing more details about the express entry route. So I and my husband, we relocated to Canada using the express entry route under the Federal Skilled Worker program. So I'm going to share more about what we did, like the step-by-step process, like everything that we got to do, how we got to Canada. So if that is something that you're interested in, then please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. For this video, I just wanted to give you guys high-level brief on the different pathways people usually relocate to Canada. So if you want to learn how I personally relocated to Canada, the way that I came to Canada, make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up. You can even click on the notification bell so you can get notified when I post that video. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.